All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's January 5th, 2024. We are starting here analysis of the employment report. Just previously, the BLS report came out on the November 2023 figures. Let's take a look at that, the actual figures for that. 3.7% unemployment rate. Job gains occurred in healthcare and government. Employment increase in manufacturing. People are not striking anymore. They decided they don't want to be lazy fucks is basically what's happening there. Entitled. Oh, wow, give us a raise. You know what? Who gives a fuck if you want a raise? Go ahead and trade the S&P 500 and get a raise. You know? Look, I'm out here broadcasting to 0 fucking listeners and you don't hear me striking. Why? Because nobody fucking cares. Total non-farm employment increased by 199,000. Employment growth is below average monthly gain of 240,000. We have another release coming up here at 8:30 a.m., which is going to be in about 32 minutes and 48 seconds. Government employment increased 49,000. Employment in manufacturing rose 28,000. Leisure and hospitality continued trend up 40 grand. Retail trade, 38K decline. Okay, so retail's not doing so hot there. That's 1 weak spots retail. We'll keep an eye on that today. Manufacturing, retail, going to be two big key elements that we'll take a look at. Let's look at the charts. Crude oil, trading 73.04. We're long Exxon Mobil with calls at 105, Jan 12 expiration. NASDAQ is at 16,390. We're short Microsoft with a spare put spread, and we're long the Apple expiring today, 185 strikes, and Apple's trading at 181, so that's probably going to expire worthless. In short, we probably lost about $200 over the past session. The hard part is that we cannot do any day trading because the fucking government says, oh, 3-day trades per fucking week. It's the stupidest fucking rule. I used 3 on SPY, Amazon, and SPY on the 3rd. So I'm pretty much fucked there. It's going to be a bad situation when the market opens. I'm expecting losses on these positions. We're going to be here through the employment report. Then after that, I'm going to go take a nap probably for an hour. Oh, man, 73.01's trade on crude oil. NASDAQ's at 16,392. We'll just call it 92.5. 92.5, 92 even, 91.5. Let's check the volume levels, make sure they're good. Volume levels are check. Fine, they're fine. Let's see if we have any subscribers. No, we've got nothing. Everybody hates us. Nobody cares. Fuck it. 73.04 is trade on crude. I want to see that fucking thing go way up there. That's the March contract. Let's go back to Feb. Front month 72.94. High is 73.20 basically yesterday. Or today, overnight, excuse me. Shit. A space heater. 74 even was the high yesterday. After that dropped. Exxon failed. Yeah, that was a big failure. When this thing started to drop, so did Exxon. It's been a huge recovery. I hope Exxon gets a recovery today too. That would be extremely fucking helpful for me. Not out of the realm of possibilities if crude can maintain some of the strength. So tell me what's on your mind, people. I'm really fucking not curious. Lols. I don't give a fuck. Call me Scooby-Doo, because I'm out here solving shit. 73.14's trade on crude. NASDAQ 16,391.5. Just taught my girlfriend how to use bill pay for the first time. She didn't know what it was. I'm drinking Coors Light. I'm lit. I got no listeners. Yeah. 73.24 is trade. Fuck yeah. Get up there, crude. Get the fuck up there, baby. Get up there, my nigga. My nigga. That's hilarious. Exxon's at 102.72. It is showing a little bit of a bid. So it's not fucking terrible, but it's I've seen worse. Exxon, Microsoft's at 67.89, Apple's at 81.46. We're gonna open up at fucking 0 cents. That thing is double yesterday, but the fucking pattern day trade rules are bullshit. They are fucking bullshit. I'm telling you people, they are a scam. They're a fucking scam. So, yeah. And we built this app that works really well that I showed you earlier on other videos that trades trend lines. So, suck it. 92.75, 73.11. I'm just getting destroyed. I'm drunk right now. I'm literally fucking drunk. As we speak, I'm fucking drunk. I need another monitor as well. I have one fucking monitor. How the fuck you gonna run a prosperous live stream if you can't even fucking see what the fuck you're interacting with? And I'm pissed right now. I'm pissed. Hi. Talk to me, bitches. Oh, wait. No one here. Break down NASDAQ. Fucking crash and burn, baby. You know what I showed you earlier? Inspect, and then you can do... God damn it. Stop. Watch. Inspect. Delete this shit. Isn't that funny? Did I just get rid of this whole thing? I got rid of that card. And then this, I'll get rid of this. Oops. Did I do that? There. And then this, be 200. Boom. And then I can bring that down. Ooh, I like it. That's how fucking stylish I am. I just edited YouTube's fucking stupid interface. Fuck 'em. Trade now 73.05 on Crude. And NASDAQ's getting rocked, which I like because I'm short Microsoft. I'm also long Apple, but that's fucking done. That's completely done. This thing's gonna get fucked today. Microsoft, you need to get raped. Like Bill Gates did to those children on Epstein. Don't say you didn't know about it. That was a joke, by the way. That was just a fucking joke. It's not real. It's satirical. So everybody chill the fuck out. It's just a fucking joke. 16,381's trade. There's not much volume on Microsoft right now. It's only trading 10,000 overnight. Nobody wants to trade Microsoft overnight. Crude oil is at 72.98. $73.04. Yeah, if we open up a little bit higher, I'd be fucking happy. We're down fucking for the week. $70 on the option trades. The peak was... Yeah, we're down fucking $300. $324 fucking dollars. That's bullshit. Back in October, I was fucking crushing it. In October, September, I was up at 1.1.5K. God damn it. I didn't pull it out. Fuck. That's sad. Stay focused though. 73.17 straight on crude oil. We got no action. Nobody gives a fuck about this stream. We've got 0 fucking people watching this stream right now. I'm gonna have to watch it myself just to say hey. And I said, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. I'll go rhythmic trading. I'm gonna have to run ads. Run ads. I'm gonna have to run ads. I'm gonna run ads and I'm gonna be so rich. That's gonna be the key to my success. 73.17 trade. I like to hear my own voice. That's why I do these streams. That's what my mom always said. She's like, you like to hear your own voice? So, you know what, Mom? You're right. I'm gonna be fucking rich. I got headphones in so I can hear myself. 73.14 trade. 16,800, 388. Get it right, goddammit. This microphone sounds good. Let's see if it sounds better out here. 16,387 straight, 86 quarter. No, it sounds worse. Let's see if it sounds better here. 73.14. 73.11. Yeah, it sounds better here. Crude oil, $73.11. This guy from Pinal County Sheriff's Office is a loser. This guy's so annoying. This guy's such a fucking loser. $73.15, 73.15. $73.12. Ooh. Oh my god, this is great. I'm sorry. That's funny. $73.14, $73.14. $73.13 straight. It ain't even that serious. I hate hearing my breath. Can you keep up? Somebody else liked it. At least that happened. No, that's just me. Nobody likes my stuff. Everybody hates my videos. Oh wait, is there 2 people in here or just 1? 72.94. Who cares? I'm the worst trader in history. The report's coming out here in 28 minutes. We're just waiting. We're waiting. NASDAQ's getting a pop. NASDAQ's probably going to pop into front of this release. They're buying NASDAQ. They're selling crude oil off the 73 level right now. NASDAQ's getting a nice little lift here. NASDAQ's pushing through resistance at 16,394. Pushing through the 94 here on NASDAQ futures. We're looking at crude oil trade 72.9, 72.92. Choppy trade after that 73 resistance held. We're watching the NASDAQ push up at 94.5. They're buying NASDAQ at the moment. NASDAQ is getting a bid. It is at resistance at 400. 16,400. Careful there. Crude oil, choppy. Couldn't push through the 73 level. Couldn't hold the 73. Chopping here, right below 73 on crude oil. Nice push up to 73.28 on crude oil, but couldn't hold. We do have the employment numbers coming out in 16 minutes. Looking at NASDAQ, 16,393.5. 72.92 straight here on crude oil. 94s now. Chopping up below 73. I would love to see crude oil get a push higher. I'd love to see them trading at 80 by the end of the day. NASDAQ gets another push up to 94.5. 95 straight, 95 half straight. NASDAQ getting a push, 95.75 trade, 96 half trade. So they are pushing it up here, 96.75 straight, 97 straight, 97 half straight on NASDAQ. Crude oil trading here, 73 even. 96.75 trade NASDAQ after a little bit of a push higher through that 94 resistance trade, 97 half. They got resistance up at 400, 402. 402.75 really is the big resistance. That high from about 6:45 a.m. Trade now 98.75. NASDAQ trade 99 quarter. NASDAQ 99 half. 99 trade. And now 400 trade. 16,400 trade. NASDAQ keeps pushing up at 401. 401 quarter. 401.75. We are seeing the NASDAQ push up there to 401.75. Chopping now here. Little resistance at 402. As mentioned earlier, they took out that 94, pushed up to 402, little bit of resistance at that 402. Crude oil, a little bit of a bid up to 73.05, 73.06 is trade. Now crude oil and NASDAQ both getting a little bit of a bid. 402, 403 is trade on NASDAQ. NASDAQ does print 16,403. All right. Let's see if they can take out that 6:45 a.m. high. Let's see if they can get through that. It's a little resistance, a little bit of offering coming in here. Trade now 16,402 on NASDAQ, 16,402's trade. Resistance 16,404. Crude oil trading now 73.06. Watching the NASDAQ trading 16,401 quarter, 16,475 trade, 16,400 and half trade on NASDAQ. 73.08 here's trading on crude oil. A bit of a support now at 73. Was resistance, now it's support. 73.08 trade on crude oil. We're looking NASDAQ 16,402, 75 trade now. 73.08 here on crude. We're watching NASDAQ getting a bid. Resistance at 404. If they can get through 16,404, they are going to be looking at some strength in a big way. Be trading at a highest price in a couple hours. Look at that high over there from 4:10 a.m. We're talking about the 404.75. They can take that out. We're talking about a nice little rally, potentially up to the high of 420. 420.50 is the high from 3:20 a.m. There we go. 405 trade. Okay, 405 trade on NASDAQ. Getting a little bit of bid here now. 16,404 quarters trade on the NASDAQ. 405.50 trade. We got crude oil chopping up right now. 73.02. We're looking here at NASDAQ 404 and a half, 404.75, 404, 405s, 404 halves up to 405. Choppy trade here at the new highs for the past 4.5 hours on NASDAQ. We do have the employment report coming out here in 13 minutes. 16,406.75 trade. NASDAQ continues a little bit of a push here. They are pushing it up into the report. They are pushing it up. We are looking here at NASDAQ bid activity into the employment report here. 8:17 a.m. ladies and gentlemen. We are looking at 8:17 a.m. on January 5th. All right, NASDAQ trading 16,407. 08 trade. 08 half. 08 half. 08 half straight. 08 trade, ladies and gentlemen. 07 half. Trading now 7 half. 73.06. All right, we're chopping it up around 08. Glad you could join us here today. We are looking here at employment figures coming out at 8:30 a.m. Please remember to subscribe. If you don't subscribe to the channel, fuck yourself. We don't care about you. 410 straight, 410 straight, 410 quarter, 410, 411 straight, 411 half, 411, 412, 412 straight, 412s. NASDAQ getting a nice push. 412.70, 413, 413 half, 413 half. Crude oil trading now 73.07, 414 half. They are pushing this up into the release. They are pushing NASDAQ up to 16 right now. They're pushing up NASDAQ up to 415. So they are pushing NASDAQ up nicely here. 73 straight crude. Choppy on crude. So nice little pop there on NASDAQ. Take some profits if you bought that, but also be ready if they keep moving through these resistance levels. Could be a nice short squeeze today, especially on Apple. I'm not surprised if Apple is the leader. 16 half straight, 16 half straight. So we are looking here at NASDAQ at highs for the past hour, 4-hour high pretty much. 73.09 straight on crude oil. Choppy trade on crude. They're waiting. Big report here coming up in 11 minutes. Employment report. 15 quarters straight. Let's look at the S&Ps. 47.23 quarter. Okay, we're looking at major strength here on the S&Ps as well. Look at this, 23.75 trade. It's probably easier to look at the S&Ps. 23.75s, 23.75 straight. Everything's getting a bid right now as far as equity indexes. 23.75 just printed. 23.75, 24 is straight. 47.24, 23 half, 23.75, chopping it. 73.08 here on crude. Let's see what SPY is at, 466.8. Let's see what Apple's at. Apple's trading at 80.72. You got to be kidding me. They just don't want to do anything with this. Let's see what Microsoft's at, because of course we are short Microsoft with puts. Microsoft 68.33. Damn. ExxonMobil's at 102.71. A little bit of chop here. Probably going to see major volatility on Exxon today, just because of what's happening on crude. 73.09's trade on crude oil here. 73.10. A little bit of support has established itself. 73. Big support there. S&Ps are over here at 47.22. As far as resistance, I want to be keeping an eye out at this 25 level, but also above that, want to be keeping an eye at the, more importantly, a double top. It's the 36 half. So you got a couple levels of resistance up there. Nine minutes till the report comes through. Little resistance here on S&P's pulling us back. This report's going to be huge. 21.75 straight S&P, 21.5, 21 quarter. 21.5 straight, 21 quarter. They're selling them off that resistance at the 25. They just couldn't get through it. Okay, crude. Look at crude. 73.22 is just print. All right, look at crude. This is some action here. 73.21. They just came. If they can get through this high of 73.26, we can look at some real good strength. If they can just bust through previous 15-minute high of 73.26, we're looking at some very fun activity. Especially if they push through the 74 even. 73.23 straight on crude oil. Crude oil trade now 73.21. S&P is at 21 even. Let's see, did we get a... We had 2 consistent listeners. Very cool. Very cool, people. We actually do appreciate it. You guys are the most important thing to me. I really appreciate my fans. Change my life. Wah, wah, wah. All right, trading now 73.19 here on crude. We're looking at S&P's trading now 4,719. 73.18s. 4,719 trade on S&Ps. 73.20 trade here on crude oil. 73.20. Just need to get through this 26. They can take out that 26. We are looking real good. 73.26. 73.24. 25, 24, 25. They're probably going to do it. They're probably going to push through 26. They love to just break resistance here. 73, 23, 24. All right, 47.19 on S&Ps. 73.21. Crude oil's made it up here twice. Pulled back since. You got 7 minutes until the release. Look for some volatility here on this this news release. Again, just a summary for the people that are not listening. We know that the previous came in at 199,000. They're looking for 190 in line with the ADP. 73.17 on crude. Come on, get through. Get through it, baby. Exxon's at 102.71. Microsoft's chopping at 68.18. Apple doing absolutely nothing at 80.78. We'll see what happens. They could have a big day on Apple. It's pre-market. 21s. I just think crude oil is going to take out this 26 resistance. It's not a fact, but it's probably going to happen. 22 straight. 73.22 straight. Got us. $73.19 straight here on crude oil. S&P is at 47.19.75. Release at 8:30 a.m. BLS employment figures. Expectation 199, 190. That's what they're looking for. 190K. This is big. 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes till the report. It's going to move everything. It's going to move everything. We're talking S&P, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, crude. Everything's going to move here in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutos. We're talking about 5 minutes until the employment report comes through, first of the month. We are looking here at crude oil 73.10. They couldn't take out that 73.26 resistance. $73.26 is the high of the morning session. It's actually the high for the day. here on crude oil. If they take that out, you're looking at some fun activity on crude oil. And I'm bullish on crude oil. I'm personally long ExxonMobil with calls. We are looking at crude oil trade now at 73.08. I am bullish on crude oil personally. it's not trading advice, it's just personal opinion. S&Ps are finding some stability, finding a little bit of support at the 47.1875 level. $47.1875 support here on the S&Ps. Chopping it up. 73 even support for crude oil. I think what's going to happen here is you're going to see a report come out and everything's just going to be a nightmare as far as volatility. It's going to be all over the place. You're going to be, I don't even know where it's going to go. I think it's going to go up and down. I think you're going to be all over the place. I don't think you need to be short volatility. You should probably be long volatility, doing some buying some spread trades. I think those will be okay. I think you do not want to be short volatility. I would not be short any call spreads. I wouldn't be short any call spreads. I wouldn't be short any put spreads. I think you're going to see action on both sides of the coin. S&P's got support at 1875. We got the 25 resistance. We are looking at a release here in 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes till the employee report coming out. Let's look at the previous. This is the previous. 199,000 in November. Unemployment rate was at 3.7%. Job gains occurred in healthcare and government. And remember, retail sales did contract. Retail trade employment contracted by 38,000. So looking out for this report here at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, January 5th, 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, 73.07 trade here. Crude oil. S&P's at 4,720. I think you're going to be looking at volatility all over the board. Don't care which direction. I'm short on NASDAQ. I'm short on Microsoft. I'm long Apple. So I'm going to grab a beer for this release. Give me a second. Give me 15 seconds. Got some beer. 1 minute till the release. 1 minute. 47.19 straight S&Ps. Crude oil here, 73.11. 10 seconds. 10 seconds till the release here. 73.11 on crude. 4,720 here. Pull it out. Zooming out. Zooming out. Here comes the volatility and fire. Look at that. S&P's breaking down. Ooh, new lows on the S&Ps. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Massive drop in the S&Ps. 4,710 straight. They pushed down to 4,709.75. Massive drop here. S&Ps are pushing down to new lows here. New lows, again, 8 trade. 4,708 trade. Crude oil trading now 73.02. Take a look here at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ trading now 16,366. We saw a massive breakdown across the board here. S&P's 4,775 trade. We see some sell pressure here across the board. 4,707 quarters trade. 7 evens trade. 6 50s trade. Sell pressure across the board here on S&P's NASDAQ. We are seeing sell pressure across the board. 5 halves trade on the S&Ps. 675s did print, now backed up 6 half, 7 half. 73.23 straight on crude oil. Crude oil going to push up to 73.23. We are looking at S&P's trade now 875. 875 trade. 8 evens on S&P. NASDAQ trading now 16,366 quarter. Let's take a look here at the let's take a look at gold. See what gold's doing over here. Gold's trading at a price of January contract. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Killing the momentum. Feb contract. Gold drops 2033. Ouch. Ouch. Look at gold. Massive drop on gold. Trading now 2033. 30-minute low. Low for the hour. Low for the day. Daily. Low for the day. Gold getting clobbered, lowest price since December 17th. Massive drop on gold. Crude oil holding steady, 73 even. Let's take a look at the release. We've been focused on the markets. They're clobbering of everything here. Let's take a look at the news release for Bureau of Labor Statistics. Just came out, employment situation. Summary comes out at 216,000, so it's actually a good release. 216,000 in December, unemployment rate unchanged at 3.7%. So it's a good release. The market drops. They say, hey, it's a strong economy. They're going to keep rates where they are. That's the assumption that they have probably here. So they're saying, hey, interest rates are going to stay high. Sell the market. Sell the indices. That's what the thought is right now. S&P trading now 4,705. This is a good release. It's good for the economy. It means everybody's got jobs. It means they're spending money. It means that they don't need to cut rates because there's no reason. 7475 trade here on the S&Ps. Looking at the non-farm employment increased by 216,000 in December. Employment continued to trend up in government, healthcare, social assistance, construction, transportation. Lost jobs for transportation. So we saw an increase in construction, social assistance, healthcare, government. They all increased there. We saw a decrease in transportation and warehousing. Payroll employment rose by 2.7 million in 2023. As far as the retail, we saw retail trade employment change little, increased 17,000 in December. Employment, leisure, and hospitality increased by 40,000. Employment, transportation, and warehousing declined by 23,000. Keep that in mind for Amazon today. Might see some weakness in Amazon. 4,704 trades on the S&Ps. So I think Amazon probably, if you're looking for somewhere of weakness today here in the market, Amazon, you're seeing transportation and warehousing decline by 23,000. So you're losing jobs in warehousing. Why are we firing people in warehousing? That might be quite important for the future. 4,707.5 trade on the S&P. Crude oil, 73.07. Crude oil's been chopping it up. They don't care that gold went down massively. They're chopping it up here on S&Ps. They're at above the 4,702 low. They're chopping it up on the S&P above that 702 low. We're looking at crude oil at 73.08. Crude oil is steady above 73 even. S&Ps seem to have a little bit of support at 4,702. They're trading now 4,710. 4,710 quarters trade here on S&P. 73.17 trades on crude oil. They have massive resistance at 73.26. That is the current session high for crude oil. 73.26 is a session high for crude oil. Gold dropped heavily. S&Ps dropped heavily. NASDAQ dropped heavily. Dow Jones dropped heavily as the December employment figure comes in stronger than expected at 219,000. 3.7% employment percentage remains unchanged from the previous November release. Warehousing saw a contraction in jobs. Government added jobs. Retail traded added some jobs. Crude oil chopping it up, 73.08 trade. S&P's trade 4,709 evens trading right now. We are looking here at market open for the primary New York stock session at 9:30 a.m., which is 55 minutes away, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking pre-market volatility as a result of the Bureau of Labor Statistics coming in 219,000 for the month of December, slightly ahead of expectation. 4,710 trades on the S&P. They did push lower here. We're looking at new lows on the S&P, NASDAQ, Dow Jones on the back of that report. Trade now 4,708.75. I don't think we're finished with the volatility here today. It is a Friday, January 5th, 2024. The market says, hey, the employment figures were good. They're not going to cut rates yet, and I probably agree with that. I don't think there's any reason to cut rates right now. People that are saying cutting rates don't know what they're talking about. There's no reason to cut rates. S&P 4,703.75 trade. They test the lows. The 702 level is the low of the day. Trading here on crude oil, 72.95. They are getting below that 73 level here on crude oil right now. Little resistance at 73. Looking at chop trade on crude oil as they consolidate below the session high. S&P's trade now for 4706. 4706 trades on S&P. Take a look at the NASDAQ March contract. Trading now 16,363. Taking a look here at the gold contract, February 27th, 2024 contract, trade now 2,035, session low 2,030.8. Crude oil 72.95 trade. We've got gold trading lower. We've got now crude oil seeing a trade below 73. Overall, we got to find something that's performing well. What's doing well? Let's take a look at copper. Copper is obviously going to be getting clobbered as well. Let's take a look here. Copper's very thin trading. Copper's got no volume. Look at this, 3.82.4. No volume here. We don't have anything that's doing well right now. Nothing's doing well. S&P's trading now at 47.04 half, right at the lows. Right at the lows. Equities at the session lows right now. S&P's at 47.04 quarter. The low of the day is 47.02. We're talking 2 points off the lows here. Get ready. It's not finished yet. We've got more volatility coming. Gold's at 2032. 2032. 2032.8 trade here on gold. Probing these session lows on all of these assets. Everybody is getting sold off. I know what's strong right now. Let's pull them up. Bonds. Let's look at these interest rates. Okay, bonds, 10-year bond prices right now are at lows. That means yields are higher. TNX, the 10-year yield, that is what is strong. That is what is higher right now. Look at that, 4.08%. This is where the strength is. Yields are higher. They're not cutting rates. That's the assumption everybody has now. These interest rates are going higher. They're pushing up 4%. We get above 4% yesterday, late in the day. We got above it slightly on Jan 3rd. We got above it on Jan 4th. Today we say, let's go. 4.08% on the 10-year. Crude oil's trading now 73 even. Chop trade here on crude oil at 73. I still am bullish on crude oil personally because of all these psychopaths in the Middle East. We're looking at gold trade now 2,033. Let's take a look. NASDAQ trade now 16,353.75. We're looking a little bit of chop trade here over the past few minutes, but don't be shy. It is not over. We are looking at a short-term consolidation, horizontal range. You can look at this here on the chart, 33 up to 81. 16,033 up to 16,381. You're chopping it up. You've got a little bit of descending resistance more than anything. And I am telling you, do not be complacent. We are looking at volatility this morning because of these employment reports coming in so strong. So do not be complacent here. This market is not finished. There is volatility to be seen. We have not even seen the primary session open. It's another 51 minutes away. Crude oil's chopping up around 73. If they start to get below 72.50 on crude, then I think, yeah, you got some serious issues on crude, and yeah, you could be looking at a test of the 71 quarter level. That's the low of yesterday's trading session. S&P's, NASDAQ, chopping it up for the next 10, 15 minutes, very possible. They had the good move on the breakout on the employment report, coming in 219,000 for December, and that is more than they expected. Employment figures were stronger. Interest rates go higher. Bond prices go lower. Equities go lower with bond prices as interest rates go higher. Why are you going to buy something risky when you can take a nice 4% on a 10-year? Trading here on crude oil, 73 even. Looking at chop trade for the next few minutes here. 73's trade here. 73, 03s, 16,367s. Might be probing that 81 resistance up there, but that will be important here. The market is volatile. We have some volatility. Let's take a look at what any headlines on CNBC.com. I'm going to guarantee you employment figures better than expected. Yeah, 10-year Treasury yield jumps above 4.08% after hot jobs report. This is exactly what we said. We said it first. North Korea fires 200 artillery shells near Yangpyeong Island. That's nothing new. Those people are all gunslingers over there. 16,365 trade here on NASDAQ. We don't care if you don't like what we say about politics. You can go fuck yourself. 16,368 trade. We're getting a little bit of bid here on NASDAQ. 16,366 halves, 67 quarters, 67, 68 S&Ps. NASDAQ are getting a pop off their lows. All right, we've lost all the viewers for now. I'm going to take a little bit of a breather and have a sip of this beer. S&Ps are popping. 75 trade, now back to 57. What is going on? This market is nuts. This market is complete chaos. I have no direction at this point. I think you're looking at chop trade. Chop trade here on the S&P, chop trade on the NASDAQ. I told you 33.81, that's the range. Be careful inside of there. If you start to break this high from the 7:34, 7:35 a.m. 5-minute bar, wait, why? This time frame is an hour off. Be advised. It's an hour off. It's in Central Time for these futures. So the 7:34 a.m. and 7:35 a.m. Bar are actually in Eastern Time, 8:34 and 8:35. So if you get through that, which we're about to test here, that 81 resistance, if you get through that, you're probably going to be seeing a nice recapture of the 400 level. I would not be shocked. Again, not trading advice, just analysis. Just trying to get a grip on this market. Here we go, testing the 81 back down to 77. Testing the 81 here on NASDAQ, back down to 79. Crude oil's at 73.09. Let's take a look here. Gold is trading on the Feb contract at 2,037.20. You are seeing a little bit of a pop on gold. Again, we did see the release, 219K, better than expected, ladies and gentlemen. It was better than expected. Interest rates, 10-year rate above 4.08%, and that's what we saw on the S&Ps dropping at the same time. All right, there we go, S&Ps and gold moving together. At this time, we are seeing equities and gold kind of move together. NASDAQ did get through that 81, made it up to 85. Crude oil, choppy, 73.1. So we had that huge drop on that solid release. They dropped it down to the 16,335 area. Now we're getting a little bit of a recovery. And we have the opening bell in about 37 minutes. And we are looking at chop trade here. Chop trade. Okay, chop trade around this 81 pushes down to 68. Just be careful. Be careful right now. There's no clear, concise action. Look at the hourly. Look at this hourly bar. You're just looking at a test of the previous hour low. Previous hour low was at 81 even. We're just chopping it up around that. Kind of a magnet for price action. After they found a little support at that 35 area, 16,335. They push back to the previous hour low. And you're kind of just bouncing back in there. If you're looking for a good trade right now, I don't think it really exists. I told you not to be shorting volatility. I think now you can probably start to think about shorting volatility. I am not a financial advisor. This is not trading advice. It's educational. Just conceptually, the volatility event has passed. We were not wanting to short volatility into the event, but now that the event has passed, it's probably appropriate to say, hey, the market might to kind of collapse as far as volatility goes. So 73.11 trade here on crude. Crude's not doing much. I do expect some volatility on crude by the end of the day because you're going to get some weekend prep for the volatility overseas. That's probably going to happen. We just had a bombing in Iran from Islamic State. Don't know what their problem is over there, but they just blow shit up. The Red Sea is still a hot point, but hopefully Iran can take it easy. They did send a ship into the Red Sea. just recently, and that was a very hot topic for crude oil. If you're wondering why crude oil started pushing up here in the past couple days, it's because of that. It's because of the Red Sea, because natural gas, crude oil are transported, not necessarily to the United States, but for Europe. It's a big area of transportation, so we've got a lot of factors, and I think people are going to say, hey, we got to get positioned for volatility in the Middle East into the weekend. I think that's the play for crude oil. I think crude oil above 72.36 is a buy above the current day low. I think that's the play currently. If you start breaching current day low, I think you got to say, okay, they can't hold it. Watch it to go 69.5 around there. But in the meantime, crude oil is looking quite content and strong. You have a little bit of a higher low that was established here at that 69.5 compared to that 68 area that took place on December 12th. You came in here on January 2nd, put that 69.5 support in, and now you've pushed yesterday to a 3-4 day high at the level of 12. So we are seeing a higher low, higher high kind of environment here on crude oil over the past month. So this is a factor of importance on crude oil. I think it's one of the few bullish instruments out there right now. NASDAQ's back here, 16,369, coming back down. Choppy trade under that 81 previous hour low. You can't really get a grip on where it wants to be. So it's a chop trade here on NASDAQ. We look at crude oil choppy above 73. I think crude oil's kind of probing for some higher pricing here. We're trading a high for the day at 73.26. And look at the S&P 500. Let's look at the S&P futures for the March contract, trading at a price of 47.10.75. Choppy trade. So I think until opening bell, I think the S&Ps and NASDAQ are probably choppy. I think that we're not going to see a new high, new low until around maybe 925. Just my guess. I'm not a financial advisor, as I've said. It's in the disclaimer. But I think crude oil's got some energy behind it. Look at it. It's actually recovered above that 73. So I think crude's going to be a very interesting instrument here over the next half hour. I think crude oil, if anyone goes to new highs for the day, I think it's probably crude oil. So crude oil is the interesting instrument right now. It is the most prime for new highs. Crude oil is the most prime for new highs right now, as S&P and NASDAQ cannot get above that previous hour low with any sense of conviction. They were able to breach it momentarily on the S&P and NASDAQ to recapture that previous hour low, but it is already back down on S&P here at 9/4, 9/2 trade, 9/2, 9/4, a little chop right now, 9/4, 9/2 chopping it up. S&Ps are trading 4,709/4. The employment figures came out better than expected, 8/2, 8/4 trade. All right, low of the day, 47.02. Okay, so we've got some chop trade right now on the S&Ps and the indices for the equities. Crude oil 73.11, 73.14s. I'm keeping a very close eye on crude oil over here. Having a sip of my Coors Light. Did we get any new subscribers? We got a new subscriber. Woo! Oh yeah, baby. We should just do this every day. We really should just broadcast every day. We should be broadcasting every day. If you like it, tell us. We'll do it. Okay. 73.17's trade on crude. S&P's at 47.10. All right. We used to be a broadcaster on the trading floor of this Chicago Board of Trade, so this is nothing new for us. We've just been taking a break, enjoying California, Mexico, all the babes down there in Tijuana. 47.11 halves trade. That's why we've been gone, but we're back, ladies and gentlemen. 47.11.75 trade here on the S&P. 73.09 trade on crude oil. 12 quarter. Again, I'm not surprised by the chop trade here on the S&Ps. It's going to be choppy until the opening bell. You got 40 minutes to the open. That's when the big money starts to come play. 73.08 trade on crude. A lot of volatility on that employment report. 4714, excuse me, 4,714 and a half trade on the S&P futures. We are looking at the futures contracts, the E-mini S&P, the NYMEX crude oil contract, March 2024, and NASDAQ we briefly have taken a look at as well. 4,713 and a half trade. There's not much to do right now. The event came through. The trade took place right after the event. They dropped them. They gave us new lows. Now I think you're looking at chop trade. The next event's going to be the opening bell. Probably have a half hour of good volatility. And then if they can make some new interesting levels that attract some stop triggering, yeah, we could get a trendy day. But most likely Fridays are pretty choppy. And they like to collapse volatility on Fridays most of the time. That's been my experience. Anytime I try and buy volatility on Friday, I get hammered. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at some pre-market stocks. Let's open up a new watch list. No, not that. We want to look at the scanners. Just a scanner, see what's moving. U.S. movers, nothing crazy, nothing too complicated. The most active, let's see what we got. Should be loading. Okay, there we go. Little recovery off the lows there on the S&Ps. Trade now 47.16. So definitely getting a little bit of a recovery. Little recovery there off the lows. High of the day on the S&P futures mini contract sits at a price of 4,736.5. Right now we're trading at 4,715. So we are a few tenths of % off the high of the day right now. Trade now 4,716. Careful with the chop trade for the next 35 minutes or so. $73.19. $73.19 trade here on crude oil. God damn it, my girlfriend's calling me. Hey Cindy, what's up?
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm good, and you?
Good, good, good. I'm just recording some.
Sorry.
Go ahead. You first.
Do you have 2 minutes?
Yeah, what's up?
I wanted to show you something.
Okay, show it to
I'm
me.
going to share my screen.
All right, show me.
Okay, share my screen. Let me know, please, when you see. Okay, do you see my screen now?
I do, yeah.
Okay, because this, I tried everything. This is just, I don't think it's working. It's so annoying. Okay, pay, transfer. I tried everything, send, pay, bill.
Crude oil making new highs, 73.37 trade right now. 73.39. Crude oil made new highs. Go ahead.
It proposed me only this option. Pay, I don't have nothing, like...
Pay. No, go back. Hit pay bills at the top. Hit pay bills.
Pay, yeah, the second one, right?
And hit go to bill pay. Go to bill pay.
Yes. You see? And...
Hit add payee. Go back to that. Go back to that.
Okay.
Hit add payee. There you go. Person. Pay them with bill pay. Crude oil is trading now 73.56. As anticipated, crude oil is the one that could make new highs, and it is. 73.58 trade. Crude oil is just booming. Wonder what happened. Maybe some bombs and Muslims. I don't know. Hopefully not. We want world peace, but you never know over there. Those people are nuts. 73.62's trade. Crude oil did make new highs. They got through that 26. Now it's busting. 74 quarters yesterday's high. Yeah, so you got it under control, Cindy?
Wait, please, just 2 minutes. Because I don't trust this freaking app.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What? Crude oil is trading now 73.60. So crude is the one. Crude is the way, the truth, and the light. 73.62. If they get above 74.12, good night, baby. We're looking at push up to 76. Yeah, so that's good. That's exciting. That's what we wanted. That's what we got. They gave us what we needed. Crude new highs for the day. Yes, and NQ choppy. 73.60s trade on the crude contract here. 47.18 halves trade. S&Ps are choppy. 47.18 halves. 73.54s on crude are printing.
Okay. Pay. And then. Okay, frequency. Monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Selected dates. 12. Until I stop these automatic payments. Yeah, sounds good. Why it doesn't give me? Why can I? Okay.
You have to enter the amount, Cindy.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow, you the best.
I know.
Wait, payment type check, so it's from my check, from my main account, right?
Yeah, looks like it. The one that has 1.6 in it. Yep.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Wait.
Yep, you're
This
done.
is it?
Yeah, you're done.
No way. And it's done?
Yep, it'll take care of it for you now.
And then what is that? Okay. Oh, okay. Wait. So I don't have to do anything. It's done.
It's done.
This is it.
Yep, you're good now.
That was.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking, I'm so dumb. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Are you?
I've been struggling for like a month on trying to figure it out everywhere, every side.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Well,
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye. Bye. All right. Sorry about that. 73.61's trade. Crude oil is getting a nice pop. I'm wondering where Exxon's at. Exxon Mobil. I'm long Exxon with calls. I need this bitch poppin'. Show stoppin'. Quick poppin'. 102.94's trade on Exxon. S&P is choppy. 47.19. Couldn't break that low. Nobody's watching the video. Nobody gives a fuck. Couldn't break that low. Nobody's watching the video. Nobody gives a fuck. Couldn't break that low. Let's see where Apple's at. Apple made it to 182. Holy shit. It's actually really good. Apple made it to 182. Holy shit. It's actually really good. Microsoft. I'm short Microsoft at 368.26, 368.51. Might have to close those bad boys out. Might have to close that Microsoft put out at the open. I'm thinking bullish today, actually. I really am. I'm thinking they're going to be buying them. Even though the rates are higher, I don't think they're going to care. I think Apple's going to get its recovery today. I think today is the day. It's 9 a.m. 181.13. I think today is the day this Apple recovers. And Microsoft, yeah, I don't think that's going to be too weak today. Probably want to take that off at the open S&Ps are looking strong. Crude oil even is looking really good. I'm looking for a nice push up there on crude today. They couldn't take out yesterday's high. That's going to be a big factor. If that starts happening, it's going to be super, super money. Yep. So, switch accounts. How do I switch fucking accounts? 73.38 trade. $73.47 trade. Okay, good strength here. I think Apple's the play. I think Apple's going to be skyrocketing today. They get above 182. I'm going to buy. I'm going to have to. Everybody's working. Everybody's going to buy iPhones. I'm just kidding. Exxon did push above 103, so that's a good sign. Yeah, the S&Ps are definitely looking strong here. So, definitely some good bullish activity occurring. Super bullish activity. Down in a hole. 73.45 trade. I'd like to fly. S&Ps. Everybody was here for that release. Wanted to know what was happening. Yeah, just look at the numbers, sorry. 73.40 trade. Yeah, I got Apple calls expiring today. That's what they're warning me about. I'd like to fly. 47.21 trade. But my wings are calling out. Can I fucking withdraw this shit? Down in a hole. Feelings of running. Gotta close those Microsoft puts out. That put spread. Just hopefully Microsoft doesn't get too carried away at the open. Hopefully it gets a little bit of a drop. I would like to see some weakness here on the open, and then completely selfish reasons. I'm exhausted. I haven't slept since fucking 1 a.m. I'm gonna step away from the desk for a few minutes.